For me, pie crust has always been the best part of pies. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a whole new world of deliciousness. Hi, welcome back to my pantry. I am going to be doing a collab with another channel. Her name is Jayme Janelle. Jayme is a mom of 7. She lives on a wonderful homestead and she posts weekly videos on natural living, plant-based foods from scratch, and lots of DIYs. I know there will be something on here that you're going to love, so hop on over to her channel and show her some love. Today, I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving dessert. She'll be doing something Thanksgiving too, a little recipe, more plant-based, and we're going to be doing something that it's a dessert. And I know right now it's pie making season for a lot of us, those of you who make pies. Those of us who don't, I'm sure you buy yours, and that's okay too. Somebody's made it. But today I'm going to show you what to do with leftover pie crust, because I don't know about you, but I always seem to end up with leftover pie crust. When something says it's going to make 2 pies, I always have leftover pie crust. Or maybe I just want to do 1 pie and I've made pie crust enough for 2 pies. Or maybe I just want to make this dessert just because I really like it and I'm not even going to make the pie. That's probably more along the lines of what I do, because this is a definite favorite in our family. But enough said, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I made my pie crust earlier and it's been in the fridge. It's a little hard. I just kind of broke it into not really half, but this will be easier for me to work with. So it's still pretty cold, but you want pie crust to be cold because it's a lot easier to work with when it is cold. I can leave the recipe to this crust in my channel box below if you would like this, but honestly any pie crust recipe will work for this. So let's just try to get this rolled out. And I am not perfect at rolling pie crust at all by any stretch of the imagination. I don't believe in perfection in my kitchen. This is a recipe that I learned, oh my gosh, I was a small child. My mother used to make this. It was a recipe that her mom also made around holiday time, whenever, you know, there was leftover pie crust. It was a treat. It was a real treat for my mom when she was growing up, because pies were a treat. You know, you never actually got pies unless there was a holiday. So when my mom had kids of her own, she shared this recipe with us. And I think that I'm the only one who actually makes it now. I don't know that either of my sisters, I have 2 sisters, I don't believe either one of them make it. I think they probably just rely on me to make it and then they get it from me. But this is so simple, and all you need is a pie crust and some filling ingredients. Nothing spectacular, but the taste is spectacular. And look, my pie crust is cracking. I had planned on making this yesterday and I didn't, so I left this in the refrigerator overnight. And I don't generally do that because I feel like it's just too long to leave the pie crust in the fridge. So for the filling, all you want to do is add a little softened butter to the pie crust. I mean, this is just roughly rolled out. I mean, ideally it should be a rectangle, but it's not. And that is okay. Just gonna spread this on here Just as long as you cover the crust. It doesn't need to be any thickness or anything, just as long as you get it all over. And that's good enough. Now I'm going to spread a little bit of brown sugar, cinnamon, and some pecans. Now you can add different things to this. You can add craisins in with this, or raisins, or dates. A different kind of nut. Doesn't have to be pecans. You can do just plain cinnamon and white sugar mixed together and just sprinkle that on there. I like the brown sugar because I just like the richness of the whole thing, and my mom used to switch it up. She used to do different fillings, and I still have more crust, so I'm going to do a different filling with the next one. For right now, this is the one we're going to do. Now, as far as, got butter on my fingers, as far as how much filling, that's up to you. You put whatever amount you want in here, and just go with that. Now for the sides, I'm going to fold these in a little bit, and I do that because it kind of holds this in when I roll it. You want to take the longer end and roll from there. There you go. There, it's all rolled up. And then we're going to cut it into slices. I like to slice probably about 1 inch thick, 1 inch wide. Something nice and substantial. And then we are going to place these on a parchment lined pan. Now you can brush these with an egg wash. It doesn't make a difference whether you do or you don't. I've done it both ways, and one's a little bit more golden than the other, but it's not an absolute. Okay, so now I'm going to roll out the last piece of pie crust that I have here. Let's see if I can do a better job at this than I did on the last one. I like to call these little pie bites. I honestly don't know the actual name of them. I mean, I know the name in French, but I don't know the name in English. You can't always translate English to French. I mean, I said that backwards. You can't always translate French into English. It doesn't always work. And I've asked my mom many, many times what the name of these are in English. And she said that it's just not a word that is used in the English language. So in French, it's called grimace. But she said that doesn't have an English form, I guess. So I guess I'll just stick with pie bites. That's what I've always called them. That's what our kids have always called them, and seems to work. One year, I think it was last year, our daughter-in-law requested these for her birthday as her birthday dessert instead of birthday cake. She wanted some of these little roll-ups. So that'll tell you how good they are. They're better than birthday cake. She's actually stopping in today to pick some of these up on her way home from work. So we're going to get these done quickly so that she can take some home with her. Alright, so I've got this one rolled out, and we're going to spread some more butter. Just be generous with this, because this is going to make all things great. Butter always does that. Butter and bacon. Okay, again, I am going to do the brown sugar, cinnamon, and the pecans, but I'm going to add something else to this as well. We'll get this part on here first. Do you have something special that you remember your mom making that nobody else made? I'd love to hear what it is. If you want to leave me a comment below. This was it in our house. This was the thing that nobody else made, and my friends always loved getting these because they'd never heard of them, never had them, and thought it was just, you know, something great because it was something very different from what they were used to having. And they are so good. Okay, so in addition to this, I have some apples that are soaking in a little bit of lemon juice and water. I want to get a spoon, slotted spoon. Just don't want them to be too wet on here. I've tried to cut these as small as I can. They probably could be cut a little bit smaller, but we're going to make do with what we have here. I'm going to put a few of these apples because I have a lot of apples to use. We have an orchard, so I always have apples. I have quite a few that we've canned, the pie filling, and I've got some in the freezer. I've made applesauce and apple butter, and I've done quite a bit with my apples. And then we have some in the root cellar. So, okay. I'm going to put these on here, and we're just going to roll these up. Roll this all up nicely. I'm going to roll my sides up here so nothing falls out. We want to savor all of this goodness. I don't want you to forget to check out my friend Jayme Janelle's channel after you're finished watching this video. She really does have some great content, and like I said, she's going to be doing a really fun plant-based recipe for you. If you're not plant-based, that's okay, because all of her recipes can be easily modified to what you like. Okay, let's get him sliced up. This one is going to be delicious. And you know, apples are a great fall food, fall treat. So we will see what these come out like. So I wasn't going to brush these with an egg wash, but I had an idea. So I'm going to go with it here. So I'm going to brush these nicely. And like I said, you don't have to. I've done it both ways. If I've been in a rush doing these and I just don't feel like doing it, I don't, and it doesn't make any difference. It's up to you. You can also brush them with milk. My mom used to brush hers with milk. We had a dairy farm next door to us, so we always bought our milk from them. And she brushed it with the real milk with the cream in it, and yeah, that was always nice too. So for us, Thanksgiving each year is at our son's house, and so this year we are going to his house. He has a brand new home, new to him, I should say. He's just moved in late summer, so that'll be nice. He'll be starting a tradition in a new home. He has 3 kids, so I always love it when kids can be part of such traditions as, you know, big family Thanksgivings, where everybody goes to, you know, one home and just enjoys, you know, you just enjoy all the holidays and the kids and the family, the food, you know, all of that stuff. And I love that. I remember growing up, we always had really big holidays. My family would come up from other states, Virginia, Connecticut, Florida, and it was just a really big affair, and I love that. It's just, those are warm memories. What kind of memories do you have growing up? What kind of traditions do you have for Thanksgiving? I'd love to hear them. Okay, so now that we have egg wash done, I am going to sprinkle these with, this is Demerara sugar, turbinado sugar. It's just a sugar in the raw, and it's kind of a, what do you want to call it? It's not a fine grain, it's kind of big granules, and it just kind of gives them that extra, I don't know, something glistening on the top, and I don't know. My mom never did this, but this is something that I've done, so I guess I added something new to this little tradition that we've always had throughout the years. Put my own spin on it, I guess. You could always use regular white sugar too, or you could skip this part altogether. It does make them look pretty though. I think this little guy needs a little bit more. And maybe this one. I want to make sure everybody gets some dusting. This is a great thing to do with your grandchildren or your children as well. I've done this with them and they love it. Okay, so I'm going to put this in an oven, 350 degrees, well, until they're golden brown. I don't have a time on that. I just watch it. Every oven varies, so just keep your eye on them. And they're going to ooze a little bit. You know, the brown sugar's going to come out of them, and that's okay. It's all the more delicious. The pie roll-ups are in the oven. While they're in there, I'm going to get this mess cleaned up. Then I'm going to bring you back and show you how they look.
They're out of the oven. Just look at them. They look so delicious. And you can see they did ooze a little bit, but that's okay. I'm telling you, we love all of that oozing sugar just as much as we love the roll-ups. You can eat it. It's just like candy.
Delicious.